Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a legend in the boot world. Today I'm going to be talking about the Thursday Captain boot. Let me start out by saying that my channel, I've never really covered the basics very well. I kind of started my channel on a high note, like with Alden and Viberg and reviewing things like that, like on the higher end. I never really got around to Red Wing or Thursday or things of that nature. So today I owe it to the community to give my take on the Thursday Captain boot. This is the new Thursday Captain boot in Whisky. And so first off, oh yes?
I wanted you to try out this thing.
What is it?
Well, it's 500 million pounds and it's very light for me. I wanted you to try it out because you're very strong.
500 million pounds.
Yeah,
Let me try that. Wow! It's too heavy. I can't do it. Well, you are super strong and Dad's a big wimp. So, yes, in today's video, I am happy to finally take some time to sit down and look at some staples. Before I really get started, Thursday reached out to me and they wanted me to sort of touch on a few points in the video. They said that they spent the last 8 months deeply reviewing feedback from our customers and partners on the lasts of some of our most popular models, as well as the shape and overall aesthetic. We're happy to announce that we feel we've created our best last to date, and we think a ton of people will love it moving forward. This is the new batch of Thursday Captain boots on the KINGMAKER last. The KINGMAKER last is their new 2023 last update. It says here, Thursday Boots is excited to introduce their new KINGMAKER last, the culmination of nearly a decade of last making at Thursday Boot Company. Starting in September 2023, every pair of Captains, Presidents, Dukes, and Legends sold on ThursdayBoots.com will be available on the KINGMAKER. The KINGMAKER was designed to provide a masculine Americana aesthetic without a bulbous, bulky toe. Perfect for everyday wear that feels appropriate in any setting. An evolution of Thursday's well-reviewed True Last, used on rugged and resilient Captains prior to the summer of 2022, with an added 1.5 millimeters in width at the ball of the foot for added comfort and a more masculine look. We're so excited for our friends, family, and customers to try what we are confident is our best last because of the fit, comfort, and look of it. If anyone is interested in our RT3 last, while supplies last, they will continue to be sold on Amazon this season, and our customer service team may be able to help you with an order of them as well. ThursdayBoots.com is also rolling out a new feature to their boot product pages called Release Notes. Similar to an app on the iPhone, we're going to document every change made to our boots over the last few years and keep a running update going forward. The previous last was the RT3 last, moving to the KINGMAKER last in August of 2023. So here are the updates from the RT3 to the KINGMAKER. It will maintain the look and instep volume of the True Last used prior to June 2022, with 1.5 millimeters more width in the toe box for comfort. It's got an updated heel counter with non-slip methodology. To prevent heel slip, the lining at the heel is a flesh side out and is typically stitched under the counter lining. Our manufacturing processes now involve stitching this piece under the counter lining to eliminate potential discomfort from heel abrasion. Updated outsole stitch methodology to include a welt channel. The welt channel was added to the outsole to create a recess for the welt stitch which protects the welt stitch, reducing outsole separation. The last change incorporates a wider toe box, less length, and less instep volume in comparison to the True. There's added texture to the lugs for additional slip resistance. They were able to increase the longevity of the sole by 2.4 times compared to the 2020 outsole. They increased the pull strength resistance to 126 kgf, which is 3 to 4 times the industry standard, to reduce outsole separation. That's pretty heavy duty. These results were independently verified by third-party lab tests. So wow, some exciting new developments in the world of Thursday boots, no doubt about it. And so once again, this is going to be the Thursday Captain, the new Thursday Captain, in Whisky, rugged, and resilient leather. It's Goodyear welt constructed. It's built on the Storm King durable rubber lug outsoles. It's fully lined with a supple glove leather interior, hard-wearing steel shanks. It's got pour-on antimicrobial shock-absorbing insoles, long-lasting Kevlar blend laces, custom-developed reinforced eyelets, cork bed midsoles that form to your feet, handcrafted with integrity, built for the men who wear their boots hard. The rugged and resilient matte leather upper, sourced exclusively from Tier 1 USA cattle hides, was custom created to look great with years of hard wear and minimal care. This captain also features our new Storm King rubber lug outsoles for added traction and durability. From the Kevlar blend laces to the durable steel shank, every material was carefully created so that you can go the extra mile with confidence. Thursday boots are handcrafted alongside similar products from other brands that charge customers in the $300 to $600 price range. They make zero compromises in terms of quality, materials, manufacturing, business ethics, fair labor, and sustainability. They believe that offering customers a great value is the foundation to long-term business success, and it is the honorable thing to do. That's exciting. Thursday Boots has really come a long way. I can't believe it's been 10 years since Thursday Boots started. I remember I was into Alden already when Thursday Boots came out. When they came out, I thought, wow, that's a good looking boot. I wish that these were available to me when I was in my younger 20s. What a gift that the younger generations have now to have Goodyear welted boots, really well constructed, ethically made, at a $200 price point. What more can you ask than that?
Look at this, everybody.
Are you showing them my notes? Why would you do that?
Because
you
they're beautiful furs.
You just gave away all my secrets. So my buddy Nick from Stridewise, he's done a good job covering Thursday boots so far. In fact, I watched his Thursday boot videos leading up to this review, and I reviewed a couple pair of Thursdays myself in the past. I reviewed the Thursday Explorer in black matte, and I also reviewed the Thursday Jodhpur in taupe. Alright, so here are my Thursday Jodhpurs. Absolutely phenomenal pair of boots for 200 bucks. Insanely good. And then here are my Thursday Explorers, basically their version of the combat boot in black matte. Love these things. These are really, really badass combat boots. Here we are reviewing the Thursday Captain. For my other Thursday boot reviews, I wanted to pick something that was not as well covered. But that said, I need to hit the basics. You know, I really need to. And the Thursday Captain is absolutely a staple. If I was a young man and I was just getting started in the work world, the professional world, what have you, I would recommend this boot right here, because it's that perfect chocolate brown color that goes with everything. It's perfect, it's earthy, it's rugged, it's got a lug commando outsole, it's Goodyear welted for longevity. Once again, it's just a silhouette and a shape that just goes with everything. It's hyper versatile. There's nothing this boot won't go with. This would look good with like certain suits, like staple suits, like navy, charcoal suits. This would look good with. These also, obviously, they look good with denim. They look good with khakis, chinos. This is a really easy one-stop shop for the guy that doesn't want to spend a lot of money on super high-end boots, that doesn't want to break the bank, that this is like money really, really well spent. Your dollar goes very far with Thursday boots. What you're getting from Thursday is easily something, it's worth every penny that you spend. Seriously, I mean, these are $199. Not to mention they have this same Storm King in tobacco, which is like a dark tobacco matte color. They also have it in gray matte and dark olive matte. They also have their classic collection. They've got the Captain in brandy, standard brown, black, jasper, terracotta, and dark olive suede. They've got it in Arizona adobe, black matte, canyon, burnt copper, safari, merino matte. Wow. The Thursday Captain is obviously a very popular boot. Comes in a lot of colors. It's just a staple piece of footwear. It's really, in my opinion, become a staple in the American man's wardrobe. I think Thursday they've sort of solidified themselves in the market very securely as a staple company, no doubt about it. Even my cousin, who's not super into like fashion or boots or anything like that, he wears Thursdays. He's a very simple, straightforward guy. He wears Thursday boots. You know, he's a young professional. These boots are reaching like basically the boot normies out there. The normies who don't want to dedicate a huge chunk of their time to researching boots, to getting super nerdy, super granular about it. Followers of my channel, we really like to get super duper nerdy. But these boots, these reach the normies. These are like the Bud Light of boots. Or no, not Bud Light. Bad analogy. These boots are, they really are a humble, approachable boot for the common man who doesn't want to devote all of his spare time to researching boots. These boots are available to any guy who just wants a really good boot, and I really like that about Thursday. They're really doing a good job reaching the common man, the common young man who wants to get some good boots that don't suck and not break the bank. Boom, all boxes checked there. You know, I've been thinking recently, there's a continuum, right? There's a continuum or a spectrum that ranges, and this is just sort of my own thing, but it ranges from factory feel to handmade feel. Now, Viberg very much has that handmade feel about it. The Thursdays, they're very squarely in that factory made feel. Real quick, let's get a size comparison between the Thursday boots in a size 8.5 and the Viberg boots on the 2030 last in size 8.5. And by my eye, the Vibergs are about a half size larger in 8.5 compared to the Thursdays. My ideal Viberg size is a size 8. I treat Viberg like UK sizing, and so my recommendation generally is go that full size down because they're already built on E-width and they're very generous fitting boots. So yeah, go the full size down. Anyways, Thursdays are on the factory feel side, Viberg on the handmade feel side. Let me get into why. This Thursday upper leather in Whisky, this is sourced from the Lafarque tannery. Lafarque is in Mexico. This Viberg is built in Horween's brown Chrome XL leather. The contrast here is the Thursday boots, the leather, it feels like a leather that you would find at the mall, like at a nice leather shop that would sell like briefcases or something like that. This is what that leather feels like to me. Like, it's definitely got like a factory feel. It's a very commercial grade feel that this leather has going on. Whereas the Horween leather, it's got more of that small batch boutique handcrafted feel. It's very heavily oiled, heavily waxed. It's got a really nice smell about it. The Thursday boots leather, it's got like almost a new carpet smell, if that makes sense. Like very much a factory produced smell. Whereas the Horween, it's got like a sweet, sharp, can't quite put my finger on it, oily smell. Really love the smell of Chrome XL. It's got an old world sort of antique smell about it. Whereas the Lafarque tannery stuff that Thursday uses does not have that smell at all. It smells, you know, like a synthetic fresh smell, you know, kind of like a new computer, or, you know, just something new that came out of the factory. That's what it feels and smells like. So it's very good stuff. It's just very much commercial grade. So just know that, you know. So when I compare these two brands, I'm comparing apples and watermelons, really. I mean, they're two completely different approaches all together in terms of materials, components, and everything. That's one thing that I mention a lot in my videos, is like the factory versus the handmade feel. And it is a spectrum. It's a continuum. One of my other favorite brands, Grant Stone, they have a mix of handmade and factory feel. Like the construction appears very factory, but the materials themselves, they have a very good handmade feel. And so they strike a really unique like middle ground, I would say, between Viberg and Thursday. But as you can see here, Grant Stone Leo last versus Thursday versus this Thursday KINGMAKER last. Same length, though the Grant Stones and the Thursdays, they're just completely different lasts. The Thursday, this is their updated last. It still has that almond-shaped toe there, whereas the Leo last is more rounded out. yeah, different lasts, but a similar fit. Though the Thursdays are still a little bit more narrow by my eye compared to the Grant Stone in the same size. That Leo last, very generous, especially in the forefoot. Though Thursdays, I can tell they've updated their last. It is a little bit rounder, a little bit wider now compared to before. Yeah, I can't really visually tell a difference, but these jodhpurs, they appear to be just a little bit thinner width-wise compared to these new Thursday Captains. All right, let's do another size comparison. Truman Boots, 79 last, Cognac Shrunken Bison, up against the Thursday Captain. And as you can see by my eye, the Trumans are about the same, and they're both 8.5. But as you can see, different lasts altogether. That 79 is nice and rounded out at the toe. Just completely different lasts. The 79 at a half down from Brannock is a perfect fit. The Thursdays, they're a little bit more of that anatomical fit. You know, you can see the toes. Like on the 79 there, it's lightly sprung, whereas the Thursdays, there's no spring in there at all. It's very much a sort of a collapsed slope, a collapsed descent from the instep to the toe, whereas the Trumans are not shaped that way. The Trumans have a slightly sprung toe. Enough about fit. So let's just take a look at these Captains, and let me explain kind of why I think that this is sort of the perfect boot to just start with. Like, this is such a staple. It's a cap toe. Cap toes can go from casual to dressy easily. It's a timeless look. You will never look out of place in these boots. We've got nickel eyelets all the way up, 2 speed hooks. The speed hooks they're actually, I can't cinch them down at all. They look like they're the thinner type that would be able to be cinched down, but they're actually really hard. Like, I'm actually trying to bend them down and I can't. So huge update there on the hardware. That's good. Even the higher end brands that I collect from, like Alden, their speed hooks cinch down. And it is kind of disappointing. I don't know why a brand that charges $600 for their basic pair of boots have eyelets that cinch down, but these Thursdays at $200 have eyelets that do not cinch down. So that's a win for Thursday. They've also got this beautiful proprietary Lug Commando outsole. Their outsole, it's very smart actually, the way they did this outsole. This outsole, the heel cap on the outsole is actually the same piece. The entire outsole is one piece, in other words. So the heel cap is one piece of rubber, connects to the forefoot area. It's crazy, but I could tell they're probably saving a lot of money with this construction method. So we've got a veg tan insole and midsole. They're kind of thin layers, but then that outsole saves them a lot of work. And I'll tell you why. On these Vibergs that definitely have the handmade feel, they've got a veg tanned insole, midsole, and then a day-night outsole. But if you look at the heel stack, right, we've got the heel stack is separate. So in other words, this heel cap here, it's not the same piece as this, right? They're separated. You can see that here. There's like a layer here. And so you could peel this heel cap off and this piece is still here. It's because they're two separate pieces. The reason for that is they have to build up the heel stack. They do the insole and the midsole here, and then they do the day-night studded outsole. And then on top of that, they add another layer of heel stack, veg tan leather, and then they do the heel cap, right? So that's multiple steps. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 different pieces to do the entire outsole on the Viberg. 4. On Thursday, there's just 1. So that's super efficient, right? All one piece. So that in and of itself will explain some of the savings you're seeing here. It's not just in the materials. They're super good materials. Are they the absolute best materials? No. Obviously, I think Horween makes better leather than Lafargue. But Lafargue is still making very good leathers. Definitely like leather jacket grade leathers that you will see at any Nordstrom's, Macy's, any high-end mall store is going to carry leather like this. You know, you have to be educated to actually find yourself with this type of leather. Like, you have to be really paying attention to find yourself with a pair of Vibergs. You don't just walk into a store and walk out with some Vibergs. It's not how it works. The really elite refined stuff, you have to be educated to know what it is. Whereas this stuff, this is more gonna be sort of ubiquitous, more available. And so anyways, yeah, walking around in these, they're a joy to walk around in. We've got that 360-degree Goodyear welt, very well done. The SPI isn't super high. I'd say that it's probably about 4 stitches per inch, which is fine, actually. And that's something that I've also talked about before. Like, the higher the SPI, it doesn't necessarily mean it's better. And I've likened it to, like, you know how they say you could put 20 locks on your door. It actually just weakens the wood of the door, right? Same thing with stitching. Like, at a certain point, it's diminishing returns in terms of like how much extra strength you're building into the welt with a higher SPI. Sometimes more stitch holes are just more to chew through later. It's not necessarily a good thing. Sometimes really tight stitching is just, you're just chewing through the leather. You're weakening the leather at that point. So I actually prefer a lower SPI, not a higher SPI. That's just me though. They use a similar back heel stay that Viberg uses. It's basically one piece. It comprises the back heel stay and back heel strip. It's lightly structured. Wearing these, I can say I like these lasts, the newer last, a lot better than the other two that I have. The new last, in terms of wearing it, I have a pretty wide foot. I'm a 9 Brannock with a pretty wide foot. These in an 8.5, they're great fits. Don't get me wrong, these all fit phenomenally, but I do like the fit of the newer one. I can tell they added just a little bit of width there, and that I definitely appreciate for sure. That's another thing that I really like about Thursday. They've got their ears to the ground. They're listening to their customers. They actually give a shit. They take community feedback seriously. They're guys just like you and me. You know, their story is they couldn't afford high-end shoes when they were in college, and they wish they could, and they realized that there's actually no reason to spend that money, that they could just introduce that product themselves to the market, and they did, and they've done a very good job, I would say, at that. So mission accomplished. College kids no longer have to wear crap shoes. They can wear Thursdays and definitely live their lives in a very high quality boot. When I say factory feel, that's kind of what I try to communicate in my Dievier videos. In fact, Dievier is another company that is pumping out absolutely amazing Goodyear welted boots at a very affordable price. This pair I'm very proud of because this is the Dievier AERO edition. So this is going to be in an olive pebble grained leather. This is the first cap toe that they ran, and I worked with Gustavo and the guys on this particular makeup, and I love it. I'm very honored that they trusted me with this build, and yeah, so these are also in the $200 range. What I really like about these are the hexagonal eyelets going up, and the lug commando outsole as well. These are also 360-degree Goodyear welted, full veg tan insole, midsole, absolutely beautiful. Made in Mexico, leather sourced from Lafargue, similar thing. Dievier is a new and upcoming competitor to Thursday for sure. And let's get a size comparison. Dievier to the Captain. So yeah, looks to me, both are size 8.5, both are the half down. I would say whatever your Dievier size or whatever your Thursday size is, get the same size in the other brand if you're interested. I'll leave a link to the Dievier website in the description below. Really blown away by this particular build, especially the padded collar here. I mean, everything about it. The loop in the tongue. Those guys really take their builds seriously over at Dievier, and I'm happy to call them friends. So Gustavo, shout out to you, my friend. And also shout out to Darnell and Connor at Thursday Boots, who are kind enough to collaborate with me in the making of these videos. And yeah, the Thursday Captain, I can't recommend it enough, especially if you are new to the Goodyear welted world and you don't have the time, the energy, the money to invest in getting into this hobby just yet. This is when you're at the surface level and you are looking for a good entryway into Goodyear welted boots. This is the one-stop shop. This is the boot for you. The Thursday Captain all the way. Easily a boot for the ages, a boot for the generations. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. What do you think about the Thursday Captain boots? I love them. I'm glad they exist. I'm glad they're here for us because they really are a nice segue from being a normie to being a boot addict like all of us. I think they're pretty wonderful. So anyways, leave me your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the love of boots alive. I'll see y'all in my next video.